Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining our webinar on IDLE and the CARES Act. Today, our Asian American Chamber of Commerce collaborates with the National ACE and present this webinar to give the latest update on the CARES Act, including PPP and IDLE programs. And thank you so much for everyone's time. And today, co-presenter Chilling Tong from the National ACE. Chilling is the president and CEO of the National ACE, and let's welcome Chilling to give some welcoming remarks. Chilling, please.
Yes, Cindy, thank you so much for your efforts. We really appreciate the Asian Chamber of Commerce is able to establish this in language service to our community. National ACE represent the voice of AAPI business community and advocate for all the 2 million AAPI owners. We have about 65 affiliate partners throughout the United States, California, Michigan, Houston, all the Asian Chamber and Trade Association. We're especially pleased to see so many participants from across the country to participate this Vietnamese webinar. And during this difficult time, we focus on helping AAPI business owners to overcome the business challenges and to recover negative impact on their business. So we have a webinar. We set a webinar, and also we're putting up our website in language service. We have Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, Thai, and Japanese. So if you look at our website, nationalace.org, and another website is smallbusiness.org, you will see CARE Acts all translate in different languages. And also we put our updated events over there. We are very, very pleased to see congressional leaders and the Trump administration has appropriated additional funding for PPP and IDLE. And for last time, the first round of funding, it took like 14 days that funding, then they run out of the money. And we think this time will be even faster. So we hope the president will sign the bill the end of this week, but we want everybody to prepare right now, especially the document you need for PPP and IDLE. Because the $320 billion for PPP, that will be in the bill, and $60 billion of that, the $310 billion, will be, particular set aside for small financial institutions to ensure loans for minority community, and another $60 billion in additional fund for SBA IDLE loan. So I think the timing is perfect. Prepare yourself because people think as long as they appropriate the money by the end of this week or next week, it will be gone very, very fast. So we encourage all of you to prepare and to apply for that. Thank you so much, Cindy, and your board, and to put these things together.
Thank you so much, Shilin, and thank you for your tireless efforts advocating and supporting the Asian American business throughout the country. Next, actually, let's welcome the chair of the board of Asian American Chamber, Mrs. Stephanie Shea, to just the remarks.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Stephanie Shea, Vice President at M&T Bank, and also the board chairwoman of Asian American Chamber of Commerce. Chilling Tong said, now we're in the second round. AACC has partnered with SBA in the first round to provide different Asian languages to reach out a lot of business owners for IDLE and CARES Act PPP programs. And now we're in the second round. In the banking industry, we think the second round, the money probably began for probably within 3 days. So hopefully everyone can get some useful information today. And I also want to thank AACC's board members for their dedicated and fully support our communities at this critical time. Of course, in addition, thanks to our co-host partner, ACE. Lastly, many thanks to AACC's president, Dr. Cindy Shao, works tirelessly to put many online events together and provide great resources for business owners. Thank you guys for joining today.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Yeah, thank you for your strong leadership. I know besides the chamber work, her banking kind of the title is also like the last 2 weeks. She works around the clock, supporting the business, and all the past webinars, she was able to also contribute her like a real life experience, her kind of the 2 weeks experience supporting all the business applying for PPP, and help to answer lots of questions. Thank you. Next, actually, let's welcome our speaker today, Ms. Chris Lee. Chris is the Business Service Manager of Virginia Department of Small Business and Supplier Diversity, and she actually supported our chamber in last webinar, and she hosted this in-language webinar to educate people about the IDO and the CARES Act. Another speaker today is Libo Sun, and we just couldn't, thank him enough for his wonderful support in last 2 or 3 weeks. And we did already 4 webinars together. And Libo is the marketing and the outreach team manager, Washington Metropolitan Area District Office of the U.S. Small Business Administration. So today he's ready to share the latest information and also answer questions everyone has. So next, actually, let's welcome Chris Lee and Libo.
Good morning, everyone. I am going to start sharing my screen. So this is a short presentation. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
It's a PowerPoint presentation from the SBA, which I am going to talk to you about. And it's briefly just, I'm going to do it in Vietnamese, and some housekeeping rules. So if you have questions, please type it in the chat box and we will get to them after the presentation. Before I start with this, I want to let you know that there are some updates. I know that Arlington County and Fairfax County both have come up with grants for small businesses. If you would like to find out more information about that, go to the Arlington and the Fairfax County Economic Development pages, or you can email me, and I will type my email address into the chat box later, and I will send you links. But they do have some small business grants for small businesses in their locality. Also, our agency, the Virginia Department of Small Business and Supplier Diversity, is working very hard with the Virginia Small Business Financing Authority to come up with a small business grant for micro-sized businesses. And more information on that will be forthcoming. So let's start with the presentation. The CARES Act. Có 4 phần trong the CARES Act. Số 1 là mấy cái loans của mình mà nếu không có phải là IDO hay là PPP like 7A hay là 504 loans thì mình được miễn khỏi phải trả tiền trong 6 tháng. But mostly cái CARES Act là about PPP với lại IDO. Bây giờ anh chị biết là cái quỹ này hết tiền rồi. Hồi thứ 5 tuần trước là bắt đầu hết tiền. Rồi bây giờ chỉ chờ Quốc hội cho thêm tiền thì mới làm nữa được. Mà trong khi mình chờ họ nghĩ là sẽ được thêm tiền không biết là được bao nhiêu thôi. Thành ra mình sẵn sàng mình lo giấy tờ để mình làm cái PPP trở lại đi. Đây. Họ nói là hết tiền mà nếu mà mình đã đẩy cái application vô rồi mà được cái số rồi á thì mình sẽ được tiền. Rồi cái tiền mà hết là mấy người chưa có apply sẽ không có được. PPP là cho mình trả lương cho nhân viên. Nếu mà mình phải đóng cửa tiệm, mình phải cho lay off nhân viên, thì cái tiền này để cho mình mướn lại nhân viên, mà mình chỉ được 8 tuần lễ để xài hết cái tiền mình được. Nếu mình không có xài hết thì mình sẽ phải trả lại. Nếu mình xài cái tiền trong at least 75% của cái tiền đó để trả nhân viên thì mình sẽ miễn cái tiền đó khỏi phải trả lại. Cái idle là để cho trả tiền nhân viên, trả tiền điện, tiền nước, tiền thuế, tiền rent cho cái business của mình. Cái này thì mình xin được nhiều hơn, cái tiền lời cao hơn, mà xài cái tiền này cho nhiều hơn là cái kia. Cái tiền PPP là chỉ trả cho nhân viên với lại một phần ít nào của tiền điện, tiền nước, tiền nhà. Còn cái này thì trả cho everything được. Thì là nếu mà không có được cái kia thì được cái này. Cái này nếu mà mình xin được trước, họ cho mình cái advance, nó kêu là cái advance. Nếu mình có nhân viên thì mỗi nhân viên mình có mình được 1.000 đồng advance. Cái tiền đó thì mình không có phải trả lại. Ai nấy mà cần thêm giúp á, thì một là liên lạc SCORE, SBDC, Women's Business Center, hay là nếu mà veteran thì mình gọi là VBOC. Ai mà cần cái này thêm á, thì xin liên lạc với Chris, và Chris sẽ gửi cái slide này cho. Nếu có thêm câu hỏi gì thì liên lạc SBA. Mà bây giờ thì sẽ bắt đầu cái phần câu hỏi. Nếu mà ai có câu hỏi gì thì xin type vô trong cái chat box. Okay. All right, I am done with that. I'm opening up to questions. And I've asked people if they have any questions to type it into the chat box, or they can just unmute themselves and then ask.
Yeah, so thank you, Chris. I'm wondering, Libo, do you have some latest updates from SBA?
Yes, hi, this is Libor from Small Business Administration. I'm in the Washington, D.C. Metro Area District Office. And as many of you already know, the extended funding was approved by House yesterday, and the president is expected to sign the bill today into law. And many of you are eager for questions, and we're just here to give you an update and listen and answer some of your questions. We may or may not have all the answers, but we want to just have this communication and keep our community informed. So let's hear from you and the questions. Thank you.
So, Libo, I actually received lots of inquiries. I would like to ask, so one question people ask is that, how many people got approved in the first round, and if there's a kind of application they already submitted, what should they do next? So some question like that.
Yes, so we do have a like a data for the PPP loan and idle loan, and those are on our SBA website. And I'm going to post a link on the chat box. And for people who applied and they haven't received their loan, and this is the most common question we receive. We receive this kind of question every day. So
Yeah, you do.
yes. So for PPP loan, this process we rely with our lending partners, our PPP lenders. Once they approve and process their loan into SBA system, and it's really just I think a matter of 10 business days or 10 calendar days for the borrower to receive the loan. And I know many of the borrower may have applied before there was a lapse in funding or before the money run out. And so really is if the lenders approve your loan and submit your loan before the money run out, And if the loan application is in the SBA system, and that means the lender and SBA has secured your loan. So you are still in the SBA system. Secure meaning secure the funding for this amount under the original $349 billion. If you are still working with your lender and getting your loan approved, and your loan is not in the SBA system, then and then just like every new borrower and new applicant, you would have to wait when President Trump signed this into law and the application is open again, and then the lender can submit your application. So for the idle loan, it's a different process. The idle loan is also administered by SBA and is administered by SBA directly. There's no third party or there's no lenders in this process. And if you submit your idle application, you should expect at least 3 to 4 weeks before you receive the money. And many people haven't received any notification. That is normal, but I know some business borrower has applied and received idle advance and have received the full amount as well. So that's the status on the idle and PPP, and I will I'll put a link for the total amount on the chat box.
Thank you, Libo. Chris, can you just translating Vietnamese? In case I think some people they would appreciate that.
Ok, cái câu hỏi của cô Cindy hỏi hồi nãy là nếu mà mình đã apply cho cái idol hay cái PP rồi á, thì bây giờ mình phải làm cái gì? Nếu mà mình apply xong rồi mà mình được cái application number thì cái tiền của mình là chắc chắn là mình sẽ được. Thành ra mình chỉ phải chờ thôi. Cái idol là từ cái SBA, trong vòng đúng là 4 tuần lễ mình sẽ được tiền. Mà ông nói anh Label nói là anh biết có người đã có nguyên hết, không phải cái advance không, họ được nguyên cái loan của họ rồi. Còn cái PPP là từ nhà băng. Nếu mà nhà băng họ nộp giấy tờ của chị xong á, thì mình chỉ phải chờ thôi, tại vì cái đó là cái processing của họ. Miễn sao mình được cái application xong rồi, mình được cái application number này kia nọ, thì mình sẽ được tiền, mình chỉ phải chờ thôi. Okay. Any other questions?
Hi, this is Diane Chow from San Jose, California. I have a question. Basically, let's say if the business owner borrows the loan, what is the amount of time they have to pay back, or do they have to pay back? And at the same time, what would be the interest charge in terms of the time after the amount that the time frame that they're supposed to pay back? So,
Debo, you want to answer that? You want me to answer that?
Sorry, I was on mute. I can answer that. Which loan
Okay.
are you talking about? The PPP loan or the idle loan?
can you give us the definition of both, and then also the time frame of both?
Yes. So PPP loan is a payroll protection program loan, and it's designed for employee payroll. And this loan is I think 6 months deferment and 2-year term. And the interest rate is 3.75. So any lender you go to, you get the same terms and same interest rate. So and the amount should be the same. There's a formula for the loan amount. So if you receive this loan, you don't have to make your first payment until 6 months after, and you have 2 years to pay off. And if you use 75% of this loan to pay your employee or employee benefit, the 100% of this loan is forgiven. And for idle loan, this is SBA direct loan, and also the terms and interest rate are the same. Oh, I'm sorry, the PPP loan, the interest rate is 1%, and the maximum amount is $2 million. Yeah. And for the idle loan, this is SBA direct loan. When you apply to the on the SBA website, you can qualify up to $10 million, 30 years, and 3.75% for for-profit business. So this is a loan you can use for both the payroll and other business expense. So, and there's no prepayment penalty and there's no forgiven provision. The only amount that's forgiven is when you apply and you choose the advance option, and if you choose advance option, you can receive up to $10,000, and that amount is forgiven even if you are denied for the full loan amount you applied for. So, and the advance option you received is forgiven, and you don't have to pay back under any circumstance. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bless you. Are there any other questions?
Chris, did you help to translate in Vietnamese?
Oh, I thought she was Vietnamese. Sorry. Chị Diane hồi nãy hỏi là hai cái loan đó, cái tiền lời của bao nhiêu với lại lúc mình trả lại thì bao nhiêu. Rồi cho cái PPP á, cái PPP là chỉ cho trả tiền lương cho nhân viên, với một phần ít nào là trả cho mortgage hay tiền rent hay là điện nước này kia utilities. Cái đó là 1%, cái maximum loan là 2 triệu, mà cái đó là họ chứng minh nếu mà 2 tháng payroll của mình bao nhiêu thì cho mình bao nhiêu. Cái đó nếu mà mình xài at least 75% của cái tiền loan đó để mà trả nhân viên á, thì mình khỏi phải trả lợi. Nếu mình trả lợi thì trong vòng 2 năm phải trả hết với tiền lời là 1%. Cái idle loan rồi cái maximum là 10 triệu. Cái đó họ chứng minh bằng 2 tháng. Cái SBA họ chứng minh mình được vay bao nhiêu, mình không có được xin, không phải là mình xin bao nhiêu cũng được. Cái đó SBA họ decide. Rồi cái đó thì trả tiền lương nhân viên được, trả tiền điện nước utilities, trả hết mấy cái nợ khác, trả vendors, cái mình xài cái tiền đó để trả hết tất cả mấy cái expense mình có lúc mình làm ăn. Cái đó thì mình được trả trong vòng 30 năm, cái tiền lời là 3.7 năm. Mà nếu mình xin được cái advance á, cái advance mình khỏi phải trả lợi. Cái advance là up to 10.000, so maximum mình được là 10.000. Cái đó chứng minh bằng nhân viên. Mỗi nhân viên mình được á, thì mình sẽ được 1.000 per nhân viên. Rồi mình nếu có 10 nhân viên trở lên á, thì mình được 10.000. Cái 10.000 đó là không bao giờ phải trả lợi hết. Nếu mình apply cho idle loan mà mình không có được cái idle loan mà mình được cái advance thì mình giữ cái advance thì không có phải trả lợi. Even though mình không có được cái loan itself, mình được giữ cái advance lại để mình xài, mình trả cho tiền điện nước nhân viên này kia nhỏ. Okay, Cindy, I'm done.
Thank you, Chris.
Any other questions?
Did you see question from Chen for PPP? Some people haven't applied yet. Can they still apply now?
So
PPP.
PPP and you haven't applied, can you apply now? The question is that even if you want to apply, the portal is not open. Some lenders, they may take applications, but they may review your documents. They may, even approve the loan, but if the loan is not in the SBA system, you are not secured for this funding. There's no funding available, so you can talk to your lender and see if they will work with you, and when the funding is appropriate or the law is signed and the portal is open, and they can submit your application. So I think this is probably just to talk to your lender if they're willing to, review your document and approve your loan when the loan application is open.
This is Stephanie Shea. Yes, I want to piggyback on Libo's comments. So check with your banks, your primary banks. Like our bank, we reopen our online portal just for a couple hours, and then thousands of applications came in, and then we shut down again. And we're process internally, review all the applications, but we are waiting for SBA to open their portal to submit to SBA. So you need to check with your primary bank.
Okay, I can translate that.
Thank you, Chris.
Cái câu hỏi là nếu mà mình chưa có apply cho cái PPP loan thì bây giờ apply được không? Anh Livo trả lời là bây giờ hết tiền rồi, không có còn cái quỹ đó không còn tiền nữa. Thành ra nếu nhà băng nó chịu lấy cái application thì nó chỉ làm sẵn bây giờ thôi chứ nó không có nộp giấy tờ của anh chị được tới SBA để được tiền. Thành ra nếu muốn á, thì anh nghĩ là Quốc hội sẽ cho thêm tiền mà chỉ không biết bao nhiêu thôi. Thành ra nếu muốn á, thì nói chuyện với nhà băng của mình trước. Cái lo giấy tờ sẵn đi rồi cái application portal nó mở lên lại á, thì họ nộp giấy tờ được. Thank you. Okay, next. Okay, there's another question from Diane. Is there a way for people to check on the EIDL loan? If they've already have received a confirmation number and secure to get a loan, is there anywhere we can check the EIDL loan?
So if you want to check the status of your idle loan, so here's the process. When you applied and you receive a number, that number at the end of the screen is a reference number. That means you have successfully submitted your application. It doesn't mean it's approved or denied. So that is your reference number. And if you want to check the status of your loan, only the SBA people who work in the Office of Disaster Assistance, ODA, has access to check individual loan application. I guess maybe it's due to privacy or other issues. So no other SBA office, including myself, can check the loan status. And you can check with ODA directly on their customer service line. And I would just advise you, because there is a bottleneck in this process. This is really unprecedented. The disaster is nationwide, so small business across the country are applying. In the past, we have disaster in one area of the nation, like maybe it could be a tornado or hurricane or fire, and it's just one area is impacted by the disaster, and this is different. So the volume is way above normal, so you should expect delay, and you can check with disaster directly. Yeah.
Can you post that number or website or an email or something so people can do that?
Yes, I'll paste that.
Thank you. Cái câu hỏi là nếu mà mình đã apply cho cái idol rồi mà mình được cái confirmation, cái số confirmation thì sao mình coi cái status của cái loan application của mình được? Chẳng Libo sẽ post một là cái số điện thoại hay là cái website hay là cái email đó mình phải liên lạc với cái người đó để mình biết cái status của mình. Anh nói tại vì cái truyền hình này lúc trước á, thì thường thường disaster là chỉ tại vì bão hay lụt hay gì thôi thì ít hơn, mà cái này với một chỗ thôi, mà cái này thì tại vì nguyên nước Mỹ ai cũng bị hết, thành ra cái process nó lâu quá, SBA không có chịu nổi, thành ra phải ảnh hỏi people please just and then chịu khó liên lạc với SBA Loan Disaster Assistance họ mới biết được thôi. Thank you. Next. Do we have any other questions?
So, Libo, I saw some number. The first round of funds, only 6% of the business got chance to receive the funds or be approved. It's still very small percentage.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen that data yet. I don't know that 6% means 6% received or 6% approved, but I think the approval rate is much higher, and I know SBA are
That's not
higher
the approval rate. It's like
received
uh,
disbursement.
considering the total number of small business out there, only of course a certain percent will apply, but very small percent of the business will have chance to receive those loans.
Yeah. So yeah, so
But it's not enough to really feed everyone. It's very small percent.
Yes, I can understand that sentiment is just one of the relief program we have in place, and we have like debt relief program to help small business. If they have outstanding loans or SBA loans with their lender, that is another option. And on the federal level, there is IDO and PPP, and on the state and local level, I hope there are additional relief that can help small business. But I can only speak on the federal or the SBA portion of the CARES Act. And there is a express bridge loan option. I didn't put on this PowerPoint. It is like a short-term business use loan. If you're waiting for your PPP or IDO loan, you can also work with your primary lender and see if there's any bridge loan to help you with to cover your cash flow gap. So that's just a temporary, but you can use your IDO loan to pay off any other loans, outstanding loans, including PPP or including other bridge loan or business loan.
Cindy, that 6% you said, is that for idle or for PPP or total both?
Oh, actually, I kind of just see people sharing those information on social media. I think that's they talk about CARES Act. It probably includes both, but I'm not 100% sure. But the point is, even if they allocate all those funds, only a small percent of the small business can be helped. It's just still a small percent.
So I think from the data from the SBA, I think Virginia had over 6,600 PPP loans that were approved.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And it was one of the higher numbers in the nation. So I was feeling pretty good about that until you brought up the 6%.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, that's now misted people. So like from those data, like how many business out there in Virginia, and then like over 60,000 business got approved. I think we're doing better than Maryland side.
We are. No competition there.
Maybe I can ask a question to the audience for those people. If you have received a loan or if you have any concerns, maybe any guidelines from your state, your state or local government or health agencies about guidelines going forward to reopen your business. I know there's maybe a lot of factors beyond your control, but if you have any thought in this process, because we are as SBA, we're trying to be proactive and play a role in this, so we're looking for feedbacks and just suggestions and concerns, so we can elevate your concerns and question to the policymakers. And if you have anything you want to share, you can definitely let me know. Yeah.
One of the questions that Diane had on the chat is if she has her business for the just 8 months, is she eligible to be able to qualify for these loans?
Okay.
I think the date is February. So if you had 8 months, and yes, you should be able to apply and eligible for this loan. As long as it's a small business and for profit, well, as long as it's a small business and legal business entity, yes.
Yeah, I think the date is January 31st. As long as you're in business by the end of January, you're eligible.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, this is Stephanie again. I have a client. They just started their business as a startup business. They started end of last year, and then this things COVID-19 happened. They can open their business, but they hired employees for training, so they also applied and got approved.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Well, it's not got approved. They got a funding already.
Oh, wow. Success story. It's awfully quiet in the chat box.
See, I'm doing research. In Virginia, there are nearly 725,000 small businesses. So that's the base. And then you have more than 60,000 business get the loan. So that's kind of the.
But also understand Virginia defines small business to be really big.
And also, we want to know how many of those small businesses applied. And
Yeah.
so that's like a denominator. Now, maybe not all small business need the money,
Yeah.
maybe, or maybe didn't apply.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a small business in Virginia is any business with less than 250 employees or less than $10 million in gross revenue. So if you're making $10 million, but you only have 100 employees, you're still a small business. That's why that number is so high. So our definition of small business is kind of broad.
So right now, I know many business still kind of try to prepare the document, and it seems like next week will be another window, right? Opportunity for business to apply again.
So what usually happens in the past is once the president signs the act into law, SBA or the Treasury will do a press release, and sometime we learn with the public that this is live. SBA portal is live. Sometime we may have like internal communication, but by the time the press release is out in the public and everything on the SBA side, it should be ready to go, and that will be the time to go to the SBA to apply either the idle or for the lender to apply or to submit the PPP loan.
Eva, there's a question about nonprofit organization apply for idle loans. There are certain nonprofits that can, right?
Yes. So the idle loan is also open to non-for-profit, but it depends on the IRS tax code. There are non-for-profit that are such as credit union. They engage in lending activity and they're not eligible. There may be a non-for-profit that are more like it really just depends. So non-for-profit in general, yes, and you have to look up the tax code.
I think it's 501C, D, and E. and veteran.
Yes, thank you. You have better memory than I do.
I looked it up. I'm a cheat sheet.
Yes.
501c, 501d, 501e, and veteran organizations.
All businesses are defined as 250 employees or maximum of 1,500 employees. What about the self-employed people that have no employees? Are they able to qualify for these loans?
So first of all, if you're talking about the SBA's program, the PPP and IDO, the SBA size standard is different from
Yeah.
the state level, the state relief program. So generally speaking, SBA defines small business as under 500 employee, and depending on your industry, is also measured. It could be also measured by your gross revenue 2-year average. So generally speaking, under 500 employee. And for what was your second question?
If you don't have employees, are you still eligible?
Yes, so there is a provision for a self-employed. And so are you paying yourself W-2, or are you a self-employed and you're receiving 1099 as a contractor? So
Self-contractors.
yeah, so 1099 self-contractors, you can apply both the IDLE and PPP.
Thank you.
This is Stephanie. For PPP, if you are self-employed independent contractor receiving 1099, and you must file Schedule C on your personal tax return. So you can use that Schedule C as a supporting document.
So, Lebo, in that case, would you then only qualify for $1,000 for the advance, or do you not qualify at all for the advance?
Yeah, so for the IDLE advance, $1,000, that will be one employee per person, and $1,000 for the sole proprietor and self-employed. And for PPP, that is just by all calculations we have determined you may be better off. You may get more amount for your business need if you apply for IDLE. So we try to direct people to look into the IDLE option if you're independent self-contractor. Some people may be interested in the forgivable amount of the PPP, but if your interest is to keep your business afloat, the IDLE has 30-year term and just a longer time to pay off your amount, and that may be the most ideal option for independent contractor, in my opinion.
So there's a question from Diane. How are they notified by IDLE loan if it gets approved, and how is it disbursed?
Can you repeat the question?
How are we notified if our IDLE loan gets approved, and how is it disbursed?
Yes, so usually we learn from the people who receive IDLE is that they're first going to receive an email maybe a couple of days or a week leading up to getting the money. So for a long time when they applied, there is no communication from SBA. And so if you receive an email from SBA or regarding your IDLE application, and you should be receiving the money soon. And if you get a deny or declined notice, there should be reasons given to you, and there is a process you can request a reconsideration from SBA.
Is it dispersed right into their bank account?
I think so, because when you apply on the new SBA website and it asks you your banking information, your routing number and bank account, so it should go directly to the to the bank account.
And are you dispersing the full amount of the idle loan, or are you still doing up to $15,000 in increments?
When there was money and there was a change from 15 to the full amount, and
Okay.
yeah, when there was a money, so I know at one point the limit was $15,000, and also the $10,000 up to $10,000 advance. But at some point it was approved for the full amount, and it was dispersing the full amount.
Okay, now the next question is, I have applied for both idle and PPP, but have not heard anything yet. Do I need to reapply again? My guess is no, right? She just has to wait.
Yeah, you're right. If you apply for both and you have a reference number for idle and authorization from your lender on the PPP, you're in the system, and I would say don't apply again, because I don't know. I think the system will kick out the duplicate, and yeah.
If anyone needs the Vietnamese translation, please let us know.
Yeah.
Chris can help. I'm not sure if everyone can.
All these questions are English that I'm thinking that they do, but I will translate the last two questions. Chị Diane hỏi là nếu mà mình được cái idle loan, sao mình biết nếu mình được approve được hay không? Anh Libo nói là mình sẽ được cái email. So nếu mình được approve rồi á, thì anh nghĩ là cái tiền sẽ vô thẳng vô cái nhà băng, cái công nhà băng của mình. Cái câu hỏi thứ nhì á, là nếu mà mình đã apply cho cái idle với lại cái PPP mà chị không có biết nếu chị được approve hay chưa thì chị có cần apply nữa không? Cái trả lời là không, chị chỉ phải chờ thôi. Tại nếu mà chị apply một lần thứ nhì nữa thì cái system nó sẽ thấy chị có hai cái application, là nó sẽ kick hai cái ra hết, thì chị không được cái gì hết, thì chị phải ngồi chỉ chờ thôi. Tại miễn sao chị apply rồi á, chị được cái confirmation number rồi thì chị sẽ cứ chờ tiền nó sẽ tới. Nếu mà chị không có được approve bây giờ thì lúc sau này có approve thì cái application của chị đã có trong system rồi, chị sẽ được tiền. Okay, so I translate the last two questions.
This is Stephanie. Some of business owners, they have different banks relationship. So because they want to make sure they can get the PPP loan funding, so they will apply through different banks. And like Libo said, even though they apply through different banks, whoever gets to SBA system and secure the fund, the other one or the other, I don't know how many they applied, will be kicked out. Only one application can get in to SBA's system.
So chị Stephanie mới nói là nếu mà mình đi tới nhiều nhà băng để mình apply cho PPP thì chỉ cái nhà băng nào mà nộp giấy tờ của mình trước á, nó được approve thì mình sẽ được tiền từ cái nhà băng đó. Mấy cái nhà băng khác nếu mà mình đi apply cho 3-4 nhà băng thì mấy cái nhà băng kia sẽ không có được, thì cái application đó họ không có nhận. Okay, I translated what Stephanie just said. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say those are good questions. That means you are really taking all the resources available to you from the SBA, from the federal government, and I just highly encourage all small business and our community to really just enjoy or take advantage, because take advantage of those programs available to you, because there is a funding cap. And when the money runs out, and it's over. And when the money runs out again, it's over. So while this is available, I just really encourage all small business and members in this audience to apply. And from what I hear, people have applied, and that is encouraging. Yeah.
Good. Thank you, Libo. Last time you showed a list of the online banks, right, who can process PPP. Is that all those online banks, like they have to be approved by SBA too? Like they're on your approved list?
Yes. So
that?
those are online lenders or fintech company are also approved by SBA or SBA has delegate authority to the lenders to process those loans. And so each lender have their own lending policies, and SBA has our own guidelines. And so, but the terms of the loan are all the same. You can go to different lender in your community. You can go to the online lender, and the term of the loan are all the same for PPP, and there is no different in interest or the payment term. So, and I can provide this list on the chat box as well.
Thank you, Libo. So if some business they applied but haven't heard anything, they ask if they should switch to another uh, banks or online lenders. What would you suggest?
I would suggest talk to your bank relation manager. Where is the process of the loan in in the bank, and if they have not received, or if you have not provide all the document, or if please do that. And if they have not reviewed your loan or approved your loan, and you are still way back in the queue, then it's really your call, and really trying to leverage your relationship with the bank. Do you want to advocate for your process to be processed? Do you want to continue? Do you want to leverage your banking relationship and get your loan processed and approved? And if you don't, ultimately you can also choose to withdraw your application and find another lender. So I don't know, Stephanie, if you have any suggestions, but yeah.
Thank you.
For us, my bank, we're pretty successful. Almost my clients got approved. We secured the fund, and many of them already received SBA's funding. For those who have not, with some other banks, I mean, all banks are busy. If you have not heard from your bank, you can try the links that Libo just shared with those fintech companies. They're pretty. Their system, I heard, is pretty simple and easy. For Intuit, I think that they primarily focus on 1099 individual contractors, and also PayPal also process pretty fast. That's what I heard from other prospects.
Thank you for sharing those knowledge.
I have a quick question. If I have this recorded, can I share on YouTube to help everybody understand, or it's not public information?
Which this video or the information Libo just shared?
Yeah, can I share this information on YouTube if I have it recorded, or no? Just wanted to make sure it's fine.
Yes, it should be able to. We will share the link, the recording afterwards.
Thank you.
Could you just type your email so we can confirm with you?
Okay.
Another question came in. Do you know when the second PPT round of funding will be signed?
Well,
The Senate and the House.
I think the House passed yesterday, the Senate passed the day before, so the next step is for President to sign it into law. And nobody knows his schedule, but I thought it was going to be signed by President Trump yesterday, but I think it's today. And I don't know what time today, obviously, but once that's signed, and I think SBA, it's just up to SBA and the Treasury to release a fund and implement the law. So this is me speaking, not SBA speaking. That I think it's going to be today and probably later today.
So last round, after the president signed, how many days did it take to, the Treasurer and SBA to release, to start the step?
I think by law the agency has 90 days, but it usually never takes that long to implement a law into action. But I think last time or the first round of CARES Act was maybe 3 days or something. It signed into Wednesday and it was live on by Friday, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, have to get prepared.
So I'd like to translate that. That's pretty important information. Cái câu hỏi là chừng nào, tại vì Quốc hội đã chấp nhận cái thêm tiền cho cái CARES với lại IDOL and PPP. So anh Libo nghĩ là bữa nay, trong vòng bữa nay, President Trump sẽ ký nó thành luật. So trong vòng 3 ngày nữa là sẽ có thêm tiền. Thì nếu anh chị nào mà chưa có apply cho cái IDOL hay là PPP thì chuẩn bị giấy tờ của mình, nói chuyện với nhà băng với lại SBA để mà mình chuẩn bị giấy tờ để mà apply cho cái loan. Tại vì kỳ rồi cái này trong vòng 2 tuần lễ là hết tiền. Nếu mà trong vòng 3 ngày có tiền là chắc sau đó là 2 tuần lễ sẽ hết tiền nữa. Rồi mình phải act quickly ha. Thank you. Any other questions? Comments? Thoughts? And Lebo, there were a couple of people who had emailed me asking me for the PowerPoint, so I passed that on.
Yeah, sure. I guess for limited distribution is fine. Yeah, but yeah, it's okay for your audience, for this audience.
Yeah, it's the one that you sent me, the public one.
Yeah.
I know in the past when we distribute, we remove SBA logo.
Yes, that's the preferred because we create a PowerPoint presentation to add value, but in usually for eyes only, if we have a distribution, we usually refer people to our website. The concern is that the PowerPoint may be obsolete by tomorrow and it become old information or wrong information. So we try to only just direct people to the website because everything I extract, everything on my PowerPoint is extracted from the SBA website. So that.
What happened there?
That wasn't me. So the most accurate and updated information is on the SBA website. And if you reference to my PowerPoint, it's good for today. It may or may not be good until tomorrow.
And I think you said that's for information purposes only.
Yeah.
So one question from Kim Noon. Do you have a link or information for PayPal PPP application? Is the one I kind of just copied, paste. Is this the correct one? I just copied from Label's chat message.
Okay, that is not a SBA website, and it looks like
for PayPal. PPP application?
The PPP application is through your lender or through a fintech company. So you need to.
For PayPal.
You have to go to PayPal.
Yeah.
For each SBA has application form is I think a form 2483, but each lender has their own application as well.
Yes.
So depends which bank that you use. Most of them are online. Then you have to go through step by step, go through their application.
So there's a question from Trang about the clarification for PPP loan forgiveness. So I will answer that in Vietnamese. Chị Trang, nếu mà chị xài cái tiền PPP để mà chị trả lương nhân viên á, thí dụ chị được 10.000 đồng đi, chị xài 7.500 để trả tiền nhân viên, còn 2.500 kia chị trả tiền rent, thì chị sẽ miễn phí hết 10.000, chị khỏi phải trả lại hết. Nếu mà chị chỉ xài 5.000 trả nhân viên, là 5.000 chị trả tiền rent, tiền điện, tiền nước, thì chị không có xài đủ 75% của cái tiền của chị á, thì chị phải trả lại cái tiền 10.000 đồng đó. Thành ra cái tiền PPP này đúng lý là để xài cho trả tiền cho nhân viên mà thôi. Mình phải xài ít nhất 75% của cái tiền đó để trả nhân viên. 25% kia thì mình trả điện nước rent thì được. Mình nhiều quá thì sẽ không có được miễn hết. Miễn sao mình xài hết 75% để mà trả tiền nhân viên thì chị sẽ miễn hết nguyên cái loan amount. So I explained you have to spend 75% of the PPP to pay for your employees for payroll, then it will be forgiven. If you spend only 50% of it, it will not be forgiven.
Yeah, that's correct. And people who apply, they're not bonded. They're not required to only use 75% for payroll. They can.
Use all of it.
Yeah, it's optional. But if you want the forgiven provision or clause, then you have to do that. You can use for any other business need as you see necessary. Yeah.
One question for Leopold, for the nonprofit, when they apply for IDO advance, they ask about the ownership percentage. Nonprofit, I think nobody owns it, the boards. How to answer those questions?
That is a hard question. It's very technical. I think there's some kind of requirement for the bylaws and of the organization, and I would have to do the research on the SOP and interim final rule. But the bank, I think the bank for IDO loan or PPP or there's some requirement on the structure and the structure of the entity.
This is Stephanie. We process some nonprofit organizations. They need to submit their minutes, their board information, bylaws, and then I think that's the information that nonprofit organization needs to attach to their application, and then we still can process. We got several nonprofit organizations approved.
So that's great to know. Just the IDO advance, I know it's pretty simple, and it just asks for the ownership, and I think it's designed for like other type of business, not nonprofit platform.
Well, I'm only talking about PPP because banks only process PPP.
Yes, yeah. That's great information. So we don't have other questions. I'm wondering if Daniel or Chilin, would you like to share your upcoming events or some efforts you're
Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, Stephanie and also Cindy, thank you so much. I think especially from Stephanie's point, the banking information background is really, really helpful. It's very practical. We have been working with the National Association of Chinese American Bankers and also with Bank of America and all other banks try to figure out what's the best way for our constituents and also our chambers. So thank you so much for all the practical guidance. This is very, very useful. I learned a lot today myself. The guidelines and the information change every day. As a matter of today, just while we are talking, SBA published additional guidelines for PPP. So I want to encourage everybody always check sba.gov and also treasury.gov. We may receive the notice anytime today, when they're going to release the fund. So again, thank you very, very much for your participation. We have all the update events on our website, which is nationalace.org. And also, thanks for Stephanie and Cindy. Next week, we're going to have a seminar in Korean. So if there are any, any people they are willing to listen, in Korean, we'll be happy to send them the invitation. Thank you again and for your participation.
Yeah, we want to thank Ms. Chilling Tong, ACE, to also partner with AACC, can reach out to more business owners to get an advantage on this PPP or IDO programs. Thank you, Chilling.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Julie and Stephanie. And I know Stephanie time is really, really valuable. She's much needed by so many people, and thank you for spending time. And I want to give a big shout out to Ken Fang, our board member of the Asian American Chamber. Thank you for your support today. And another huge thank to Chris Lay. Yeah, thank you for your wonderful work, translation, and also all those knowledge. And definitely, Boston, we couldn't thank you enough for all those information. So if anyone has more information, feel free to contact us. I will type my contact information here. Also, please reach out to National ACE, and their website has wonderful information in language, different language. So they did a phenomenal job helping the Asian business community here. Okay, I think we can end here now. Stay safe and be well. Take good care of your business and yourself. And look forward to connecting with everyone. Maybe your Korean friends next Wednesday, 2 to 3:30 p.m. We have another session in Korea. So it will be in both English and Korean.
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Lipo. Yeah, thank you, Chris.